President Trump's not the kind of person that's going to sit there and take that. He's very transparent. He's going to tell you exactly how he feels. And he sent a message that he's not going to get gamed here.
Here is our, I would say, spectacular new Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, talking about what it's been like to negotiate with Zelensky.
When President Trump posts that President Zelensky is a dictator without elections, what are you thinking?
I think President Trump is very upset at President Zelensky, and in some cases, and rightfully so. Look, number one, Joe Biden had frustrations with Zelensky. People shouldn't forget it. There are newspaper articles out there about how he cursed at him in a phone call.
Right off the bat, this is insane. The media worked overtime to make it seem like Trump was the only one frustrated with Zelensky. But here we have Biden himself reportedly losing it on him too. So where was the outrage back then? Hypocrisy much?
Frankly, I was personally very upset because we had a conversation with President Zelensky, the vice president and I, three of us, and we discussed this issue about the mineral rights. And we explained to them, look, we want to be in a joint venture with you, not because we're trying to steal from your country, but because we think that's actually a security guarantee. If we're your partner in an important economic endeavor, we get to get paid back some of the money the taxpayers have given, close to $200 billion. And it also, now we have a vested interest in the security of Ukraine. And he said, sure, we want to do this deal. It makes all the sense in the world. The only thing is I need to run it through my legislative process. They have to approve it. I read 2 days later that Zelensky's out there saying, I rejected the deal. I told him, no way, that we're not doing that. Well, that's not what happened in that meeting.
Here it is, the smoking gun. Ukraine was given a deal that made total sense, a partnership where both sides benefit. And what did Zelensky do? He turned around and flat out lied about it.
So you start to get upset by somebody. We're trying to help these guys. One of the points the president made in his messaging is not that we don't care about Ukraine, but Ukraine is on another continent.
This is what most Americans feel, but aren't allowed to say. The establishment keeps acting like Ukraine is somehow our personal responsibility, when in reality, it's not. America has real problems at home. Why are we sending endless money to a foreign war when our own cities are falling apart?
Ukraine, but Ukraine is on another continent. It doesn't directly impact the daily lives of Americans. We care about it because it has implications for our allies and ultimately for the world. There should be some level of gratitude.
Trump isn't anti-Ukraine. He just isn't stupid. He wants peace, not a blank check. But what does Zelensky do? Plays games, spreads false narratives, and expects the money to keep flowing. That's not how this works anymore.
Hear about this. And when you don't see it and you see him out there accusing the president of living in a world of disinformation, that's very counterproductive. And I don't need to explain to you or anybody else, President Trump's not the kind of person that's going to sit there and take that. He's very transparent. He's going to tell you exactly how he feels. And he sent a message that he's not going to get gamed here. He's willing to work on peace because he cares about Ukraine. And he hopes Zelensky will be a partner in that and not someone who's out there putting this sort of counter messaging to try to, hustle us in that regard. That's not going to be productive here.
I got to tell you guys, as a Floridian, I'm very proud of that guy. He obviously was our senator here for many years and did a really great job at that. Ran for president against Trump years ago. That didn't work out. But when you listen to him there, the way he's able to explain these things, and it's calm and it's clear, and it's like, he's telling the truth. He's saying, we sat down with this guy. We tried to figure out something that makes sense. What makes sense? Well, it doesn't make sense to endlessly pour money into you. But you guys are rich when it comes to these minerals. If we can figure out a partnership there, then we have a vested interest actually in defending you because we're getting some of the benefits of these important minerals. We're kind of in business together. That means we might be able to give you some security arrangements, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like they had that conversation. It sounded like something was going to happen. And then it's like, well, we'll find out. We'll find out. You don't have to take Rubio's word for it. But if Zelensky just basically backed out or said, I was never going to do it or anything else, which that does seem to be the truth to me, we will find out.
If this clip proves anything, it's that Ukraine has been running a con. And now people are finally waking up. Trump called it, Rubio confirmed it, and Biden's own frustration proves it. Zelensky had a chance to build a real partnership, but instead, he chose to bite the hand that feeds him. So who's really betraying who here? Let me know what you think. Are people finally seeing the truth about Ukraine? Drop a comment below.